John Lennon, Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson. We all know these names. These are people who became more than just artists. They became icons that impacted the lives of people around the world. But there is one artist who positively impacted society more than any other. His name is Robert Nesta Marley. Hi, my name is Felipe and I'm going to share with you some very interesting facts about one of the greatest musicians of the 20th century, Bob Marley, the reggae star whose light and legacy still shine almost 20 years after his death. In order to explain how Marley and his music impacted society, I want to talk to you about the message of love and social justice presented in his lyrics, how he became a figure known all over the world, and how his personal life embodied the message he sang, which gave credibility to his message and elevated him to a legendary status. I'm going to start with an analysis of Marley's lyrics. He wrote some of the most powerful and famous songs of the past century, and most likely you have caught yourself singing one of them at some time in your life. Bob Marley's lyrics are infused with a message of love and social justice. In his classic song entitled One Love, Marley lays down his philosophy in a few words. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. With these few words, Marley sings to the world the idea that we are all one and that love is the key for all of us to better get along. In his masterpiece No Woman No Cry, Marley focuses on love in a more intimate and melancholical way. His verses No Woman No Cry and Everything Is Gonna Be Alright are known all over the world and represent the resilient and optimistic character of Marley. But social justice as love was also a recurring theme in his songs. In Get Up, Stand Up, he urges the oppressed people to fight for their rights and not to wait passively for great goods to come from the sky. For a song like that, Marley became famous as a leader of the poor and oppressed. He made them believe their rights were worth fighting for. In So Much Trouble in the World, Marley denounces the selfish aspect of society and states that we all should care more about each other. His verses sing, no care for you, no care for me, so much trouble in the world, and all you gotta do is just give a little, give a little. This is an example of the solidarity aspect presented in many of his songs. But Marley's powerful message of love and social justice wouldn't be so effective if his work was known only by a few people. However, Marley's musical gift was able to spread his message all over the world, and his musical journey started in a trench town, which is a troubled neighborhood of Kingston, capital of Jamaica. It was there where Marley formed one of the most influential bands of all time, the Wailers. The Wailers changed the essence of reggae in Jamaica. They created a reggae style that was more inspirational rather than merely narrative. A few months after they started the band, they became a huge sensation in the island. With the success he achieved with the Wailers, Marley became some sort of a national hero, and very soon his talent and his message were perceived by people in different parts of the world. Soon Jamaica just became too small for Bob Marley and the Wailers, and they eventually left the island to become an international musical phenomenon in the 70s. They sold millions of records worldwide and gave reggae an international mainstream status. It's hard to accurately point out how many records they sold at the time, but Graham Miner, a music writer and a reggae specialist, estimated in allexperts.com that Marley has sold up to today almost 90 million records around the world. So they successfully toured Europe and the Americas. They played for sold-out arenas in African countries, in Japan and in Australia. And with hits in radios all over the world, Marley soon started to collect record-breaking numbers and rewards in the music industry. For example, David Moscovitz, in his book entitled The Words and Music of Bob Marley, mentioned some of the most notable awards he received: the 43rd Grammy Lifetime Achievement, an induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in '94, and a Peace Medal of the Third World from the United Nations in 1978. In '99, Time magazine elected Marley's Exodus the album of the century, and in that same year, One Love, his song, was elected nothing less than the Song of the Millennium by BBC, which is British broadcast company. Now that we have seen that Marley's musical message of love and social justice was made famous all over the world, we'll take a look at another reason why Bob Marley so positively impacted society, and that is the fact that his personal life embodied the spirit of his message. While that gave credibility to him and elevated him to a legendary status, he was born in Jamaica, which is a poor third world country, and was able to become one of the most successful artists of all time. His example works as an inspiration for every one of us to believe that struggles and adversities can be overcome with hard work and determination. He was actively involved in the fight for human rights in Jamaica and in Africa, and he personally performed several charitable works, including being responsible for providing food for hundreds of poor kids in Jamaica. Unfortunately, Marley died very young at age 36 because of a cancer brain tumor, but the fact that he died at the top of his career instantly transformed Marley in a musical legend. His sudden death somehow worked to make his legacy even stronger. Michael Gilmore, a writer for Rolling Stone magazine, wrote in February 2005 that Marley was a man with no time, with a mission that no one in popular music had ever attempted before. He maintained that if humankind failed to stand together, it would fail to stand at all. That perfectly summarized the persona of Marley. More than just an artist, he was a visionary. Many artists have written songs about love and social justice. Many more have become famous in all continents. There are also a lot of artists whose personal lives are perfect representations of their songs. But rarely, very rarely, all of those factors are so strongly combined in one single person. And Marley was one of them. That's the reason why himself and his music so positively impacted society, and that's why his legacy will endure forever.